What's happening, guys? Just wanted to put together some videos here, and I want to talk about some of the biggest mistakes that men over 40 make when trying to lose weight, build muscle, get in better shape, stay fit, right? All these goals that we have, but some of the biggest mistakes that are being made when we're trying to achieve them, and I'm putting this together because that there's this tendency to just to strictly deal with things on the surface, right? So, we're always trying to, change our workouts or do a new workout program, or, we're trying to address things through like workouts and nutrition, right? What foods do we need to eat? What diet approach, is best, and this kind of stuff. And it's not that those things are not important, but again, like I've mentioned this before, these are kind of things that are more on the surface, right? And we really can't or I'll say that these things don't address the real issues that are keeping us stuck and struggling and from achieving the goals that we have, right? So one of the mistakes I want to talk about today has to do with when, changing habits, right? Now, it's no secret that in order to achieve, the goals that you might have for your body, your health, your performance, you need to change your habits. That's no secret. We all know that kind of stuff. But here's the problem. The way that we go about trying to change our habits, for the most part, is pretty ineffective and doesn't really work. And that's one of the things I want to talk about. It's one of the biggest mistakes when we're trying to change our habits, right? So what happens is that we try to, a lot of times, if we have problems getting to the gym, we're putting in, 12 or 14 hours a day at the office, and we're exhausted at the end of the day, and we can't seem to get to the gym as often as we'd like. Or, we know we need to eat healthy, but then at the end of the day, we're starving because we've been running from, one meeting to the next meeting, meeting clients and doing all this stuff, and the idea of, going home and cooking a healthy meal, just, doesn't keep us from pulling into the fast food drive-thru on the way home. We know that we need to stop doing these things. We know we need to adopt better habits, but yet we struggle to do it, right? And here's the reason why. One of the biggest mistakes is that when we're trying to change habits, we're trying to do this at a conscious level, meaning that we're trying to change the actual behaviors that we're doing. So if we struggle with nutrition, we're trying to get ourselves to change our nutrition, right? We're saying, okay, instead of eating crap, I need to eat healthy, and we're trying to do it that way. If we're struggling to get to the gym, again, we're trying to deal with getting ourselves to the gym, right? And, so we resort to things like trying to motivate ourselves or trying to, make ourselves do it, give ourselves kind of the kick in the ass that we need, fire ourselves up, whatever it is. But the problem doesn't exist on the conscious level, right? Meaning that our behaviors, the reasons that we either do something or don't do something, the reason that we eat crap instead of eating healthy, the reason why we don't go to the gym instead of going to the gym, those are conscious behaviors, but they're driven by subconscious impulses. That means that the behaviors, every single behavior we do or things that we aren't doing are driven subconsciously, right? So if we keep trying to change the conscious behaviors without addressing the impulse that's driving the behavior, we stand very little chance to ever really have the body, the health, the strength, the performance that we want, right? It'll always be this cycle where maybe you go good for a while, you clean things up, or you start to get on track, but it's almost like, as soon as you start getting on track and getting things going in the right direction, boom, you slip right back into the old habits, right? On again, off again, right? 2 steps forward, 2 steps backward, and it never ends. And we never really get anywhere, right? So, and again, because we cannot change our habits at a surface level. You don't change the habits at the conscious level. You really have to get in deep and understand what's driving it. The subconscious impulse that's getting you to not go to the gym, or that's keeping you from going to the gym, or keeping you from, eating the way that you want, right? These are the biggest, the most important way to change habits. So, that's really what I wanted to cover here, and to get you to kind of think about that rather than just trying to change the behavior that you're doing, is to try to take a deeper look and to identify what is the impulse that's behind it, right? See if you can kind of dig deep and identify what's going on behind that. Because like I said, once you do that, then it's like you understand what's really holding you back. And and once we can understand that, we develop awareness and clarity. But without the awareness and clarity of what's really holding us back, what's really driving the behaviors, we stand very little chance to change them, right? So that's just about what I want to talk about today. So, rather than trying to change habits by, changing what you're doing on the surface, take a little bit of a deeper look. Take some time and see if you can identify the impulse that's driving it. All right, so I hope that helps, and I will be back probably tomorrow or the next day with another one of these kind of mistakes here, but I'd love to hear what your thoughts are and what you come up with, as a result of you kind of looking into yourself and understanding, your own habits and your behaviors and actions a little bit better. What do you come up with? What is the impulse that's driving it, or that's keeping you from having the body, the health, the strength, the performance that you want? So can't wait to hear from you guys and what your responses are. Until then, you guys take care, be unstoppable, and I'll talk to you soon.